been dragging my feet for too long, really. Haven't produced anything much here in the workshop since I moved in, mostly because yeah, stuff's been happening. But had a job in mind, or a bit of a project in mind for a few years actually. It was something I was going to do at some point. If I'd get in and do it, probably wouldn't take a whole lot of actual work to achieve, and it might be something that's really nice. Probably more in the lines of art or furniture than actual mechanics, but there's a bit of both in it. And I'm going to try something a little bit different. Thought maybe I'm going to leave it as a mystery project and not tell anyone, see who's first to guess, really. There are people who probably have touched base with this and have helped with design work. And you're kind of excluded from guessing out loud. But there's a few bits in it, and there's quite a bit of machining, there's some lathe work and there's some mill work. And there's some reasonably precise work in it too. There's some hardening and tempering and some polishing. There's a few different materials. And probably some fun. There might even be some woodwork in it. That's kind of where I'm at with it, and that's all the information you're getting. So we'll go ahead and do this work. This is just basically brass. And there's no real drawings before anyone asks. So it's pretty straightforward, I think. And most of the bits are they fit together. And they've got to be aesthetic rather than actually precision. I guess I've probably picked materials for aesthetics as much as actual functionality. Some parts need to be functional, and I guess we'll talk about that within the scope of the actual guessing game. But for reference, this bush is 22 millimeters diameter, and I think it's 14 mil thick, something like that, 12 mil thick, 14 mil thick. What did I make it? I made it 12 mil thick, and I put an 8 mil hole in the middle of it. It's got a burr on there where we parted it off. Probably need to chuck that somehow really carefully and take that off at some point. But I think we need 3 rings. I think we need 5 rings actually. We're going to make 3 for a start. All different sizes. That's the next thing. The next one needs to be a bit bigger than that. Now this is a bit of Baron bronze, the hollow Baron bronze that we had kicking around here. Going to see how it matches for colour. If it's a different colour, we might just hold out and find a piece of brass and move on with something else. There's plenty else to do. Completely different. Whether that's probably going to worry us enough to actually, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Probably going to worry us enough to actually not go ahead with that piece. Let's try something else. So in the end I got a little tapered stack of brass rings. They're not finished by any means yet, but they're to size. What we need to do is drill some holes in these across the diameter or into the diameter. I think there's 2 holes in this one, there's 4 holes in this one, and there's 4 holes in this one. Some of them are tapped and some of them are reamed. This one will have 2 tapped holes, probably M4 into the rim there. This one will have 2 tapped holes too, and I'll have 2 reamed holes as well. And this one will have 2 reamed holes and 2 tapped holes as well. So that's where we're at with that. Time to go over to the mill, set up the vise, and well, the vise is already set up. So it's a matter of clamping these, finding the centre and drilling them. And then this will probably go back into the lathe and it'll get profiled, and it'll have 4 little screws in here. 4 holes here for screws. Not sure what to use yet. We're still thinking about that. They'll probably be, yeah, they won't be very big. You have to support a whole lot, so that's the first job. Let's drill some holes in that. So this is the last one really. Here on the dividing head we'll go 1/4 of a turn, which is 10 turns on the 40-to-1 gearbox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there we go. There's 4 holes in 2 of them and 2 holes in another one. This camera needs charging pretty critically, so I'm going to put that on the charger, and probably I'm going to tap these little holes and then run a reamer through the bigger holes, and we'll have a look over at the bench when we're done there. So in the end I've got 3 little brass rings. One's got a bit of contour on them, and so 2 are just square. This one's got 2 tapped holes in here. This is not really the best quality flat polish I've ever done. It was cleaned up with a Scotch-Brite sponge fairly quickly, and it'll be plenty good enough for this. But if we were going to get really fussy about it, a square laps charged with various grades of abrasive base, just to get this down to nice square corners, etc, etc. Probably rather than the thread, you could counterbore that a millimetre just to give you a nice clean crisp edge. But having said that, it'll be plenty good enough for this. Same deal with this. We've got a hole through there, and we've got tapped holes there, which are 4mm. And they're at 90 degrees to each other and all on the same plane roughly. They've got to be, these 2 have got to be on the same plane, these 2 have got to be on the same plane. It doesn't matter much. I did these all in one setting. And these drilled through in one setting, so they should be pretty good. Checked them from the other end and never seemed to take much out of it when we cut through it back through, so I'm pretty confident with them. And these are on the same plane too, this way and this way. So we've got 3 rings for the project. That's what we need. Next is probably some metal pieces. They'll be hardened and tempered, I think. A bit more in them, but I might get onto them next weekend to see how we're feeling about that. Just some bits out of 01, and this particular assembly part of the major project will be finished. Now, I haven't said what it is, so I'm not going to. There won't be too many clues anywhere. If there is any discussion about it, it's probably on Discord, so go and have a look there if you're really keen. Otherwise, take a guess. And I think you've sort of got the idea here, but there's probably almost enough to guess. But take a guess. I'll try and answer all the comments, and I'll get on and we'll get this finished pretty quick. I think it's not a huge major project. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and more soon, guys and girls.